I want to tell you a story about a boy from a tiny island who had nothing, a boy who shared a single room with 3 siblings, whose father struggled with alcohol and whose family could barely eat to eat. A boy who was sent away from home at 12 years old and cried himself to sleep every single night because he was alone in a world that did not want him. And today, that boy is one of the greatest athletes in the history of the world. He has scored over 900 goals. He has won everything there is to win, and he is the most followed person on the entire planet. His name is Cristiano Ronaldo, and his story will change how you think about discipline, about sacrifice, and about what happens when someone decides that nothing will stop them. Chapter 1. The Boy from Madeira. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born on February 5, 1985, on the island of Madeira, Portugal. Madeira is a small, beautiful island in the Atlantic Ocean, but behind the beauty there was poverty, and the Aveiro family lived in the middle of it. His father, José Diniz Aveiro, worked as a gardener and a kit man for a local football club. He was a kind man, but he struggled with alcohol his entire life. His mother, Maria Dolores, worked as a cook and a cleaning lady. She worked multiple jobs just to keep food on the table. Cristiano was the youngest of 4 children. The family lived in a tiny house with thin walls and a leaking roof. He shared a small room with his brother Hugo and his 2 sisters, Elma and Liliana Katya. There was no luxury. There was no comfort. There was barely enough space to breathe. But there was a football. And from the moment Cristiano could walk, that ball was at his feet. He played in the narrow streets of his neighborhood. He played barefoot on concrete. He played in the rain. He played when there was nothing else in the world to make him smile. His mother has said that even as a toddler, he would cry if his team lost a game in the street. Not because he was spoiled, because winning was the only thing that made him feel like he mattered. The lesson of this chapter is the starting point of everything. You do not choose where you are born, but you choose what you do with the fire inside you. Chapter 2. The Boy Who Left Home. By the time Cristiano was 10 years old, everyone on the island knew who he was. He was the fastest, the most skillful, and the most determined young player anyone had ever seen. Local coaches said he was special. His feet did things that no child his age could do. In 1997, when Cristiano was 12 years old, he was offered a place at the Academy of Sporting Lisbon, one of the biggest football clubs in Portugal. It was the opportunity of a lifetime, but it meant leaving everything behind: his family, his friends, his island, everything he knew. His mother did not want him to go. She was afraid. He was just a child. But she also knew that this was his chance, the only chance he might ever get. So she let him go. Cristiano moved to Lisbon alone. He was 12 years old, living in a dormitory with older boys who did not know him and did not care about him. He spoke with a strong Madeiran accent, and the other boys made fun of him for it. They called him an islander. They mocked the way he talked. They treated him like he did not belong. He cried every night. He has said in interviews that those first months in Lisbon were the loneliest of his life. He called his mother on the phone and begged to come home. She told him to stay strong. She told him she believed in him. And so he stayed. The lesson of this chapter is about sacrifice. Every great dream requires you to leave something behind. The pain of leaving is real, but the pain of never trying is worse. Chapter 3. The Work Nobody Saw. While the other boys at the sporting academy rested, Cristiano trained.
While they played video games after practice, he went back to the field alone. While they slept, he did push-ups in his room. He was not the most naturally talented player at the academy. There were boys with better technique, better vision, better instincts, but no one, absolutely no one, worked harder than Cristiano Ronaldo. He was obsessed with improvement. He studied his own weaknesses. He practiced his weak foot until it became almost as good as his strong foot. He worked on his speed, his heading, his free kicks, his body. Every single day, he pushed himself further than the day before. His coaches noticed. They said they had never seen anyone with that level of dedication at such a young age. He was not just talented, he was relentless. He treated every training session like a final, every small game like a World Cup. By the time he was 16, he was playing for Sporting Lisbon's first team. He was a child among men, and he was better than most of them. The lesson of this chapter is the truth that separates the good from the great. Talent gets you noticed, but discipline makes you unstoppable.
Chapter 4. The Big Stage. In 2003, Sporting Lisbon played a friendly match against Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world. Cristiano was 17 years old. He played that match like his life depended on it. He ran past defenders as if they were standing still. He dribbled, he sprinted, he created chances. He was electric. After the match, the Manchester United players went to their manager, Sir Alex Ferguson, and said something that almost never happens. They said, "Sign that boy. Sign him now." The entire team was begging their manager to buy a 17-year-old they had just seen for the first time. Sir Alex Ferguson signed Cristiano Ronaldo for £12.24 million. It was a record fee for a teenager at that time. Cristiano was given the legendary number 7 shirt, the same shirt worn by George Best, David Beckham, and Eric Cantona. The pressure was enormous. The expectations were impossible. And at first, he struggled. English football was faster, more physical, and more brutal than anything he had experienced. Defenders kicked him, crowds booed him, pundits criticized him for being flashy and selfish. They said he was all tricks and no substance. But Cristiano did what he always did. He worked harder. He got stronger. He got faster. He adapted. And within 2 years, he was one of the best players in England. The lesson of this chapter is about pressure. When the world puts weight on your shoulders, you have 2 options: collapse under it or use it to build muscle. Chapter 5. The Best in the World. In the 2007-2008 season, Cristiano Ronaldo had one of the greatest individual seasons in football history. He scored 42 goals for Manchester United. He won the Premier League. He won the Champions League. He won the Ballon d'Or, the award given to the best player in the world. He was 23 years old. He was no longer just a talented young player. He was the best, the absolute best on the planet. And he had earned it through thousands of hours of work that nobody saw. The late nights, the extra training, the discipline with his diet, his sleep, his body, every single detail was controlled and optimized. In 2009, Real Madrid signed him for £80 million, a world record transfer fee. He moved to Spain and entered a new chapter, and once again, people doubted him. They said he could not do it in another league. They said the Spanish game was different. They said he would fail. He scored 450 goals for Real Madrid in 9 seasons. He won the Champions League 4 more times. He won the Ballon d'Or 4 more times with Real Madrid. He became the club's all-time top scorer. He did not just succeed in Spain, he dominated it. The lesson of this chapter is about consistency.
Being great once is impressive. Being great for 20 years is legendary. And the only way to do that is to never stop working, never stop improving, and never believe that you have reached your limit.
Chapter 6. The Father Who Broke the Curse. On September 7, 2014, Cristiano Ronaldo's father, José Denis Aveiro, died from liver failure caused by years of alcoholism. Cristiano was 29 years old. He has spoken about this moment with deep sadness, not just because he lost his father, but because his father never truly saw what his son became. José was at some of the matches. He was present in some ways, but the alcohol had taken most of him long before he died. Cristiano has said that his father could not fully understand the magnitude of what was happening. He could not fully be there. This loss affected Cristiano deeply, but instead of repeating the cycle, he broke it. He became a devoted father himself. He has 5 children, and everything he does, he says, is for them. He does not drink alcohol. He does not smoke. He takes care of his body like it is sacred. He made a conscious decision to be the father that he never had. He has said that when he looks at his children, he sees the reason for everything. Every early morning, every painful training session, every sacrifice, it was all for them. The lesson of this chapter is about breaking cycles. You do not have to repeat the mistakes of those who came before you. You can take the pain you inherited and transform it into something better for the next generation. Chapter 7. The Legacy. Cristiano Ronaldo has won league titles in England, Spain, and Italy. He has won the Champions League 5 times. He has won the European Championship with Portugal in 2016, a moment that made an entire nation cry with joy. He has won the Nations League. He has scored over 900 career goals, more than almost any player in history. But beyond the statistics, his legacy is about what he represents. He represents the idea that hard work can overcome any disadvantage, that a poor boy from a small island can become the greatest in the world if he is willing to sacrifice everything for his dream. He has built schools. He has donated millions to hospitals. He has funded medical treatments for children he has never met. During difficult times, he has used his platform to raise awareness and money for people in need. And he has never stopped. Even in his late 30s, when most players have retired, Cristiano continues to train like he is 20. He continues to score. He continues to compete. He continues to prove that age is not a barrier when your discipline is stronger than your body's desire to rest. Chapter 8. Why this story matters to you. You are watching this right now because something inside you wants more. More from yourself, more from your life, more from the time you have been given. And that hunger is a good thing. Do not ignore it. Do not let anyone make you feel guilty for wanting to be great. Cristiano Ronaldo was a poor boy from a tiny island. He had no connections, he had no advantages, he had nothing except a burning desire to prove that he was worth something. And he turned that desire into one of the greatest careers in the history of sports. So let me ask you this. What are you willing to sacrifice for your dream? Not what do you wish for, not what do you hope will happen. What are you actually willing to give up? What comfort are you willing to leave behind? What habit are you willing to break? What extra hour are you willing to put in when everyone else has stopped? Because that is the difference. Cristiano was not born with more talent than every other boy on that island. He was born with more hunger, more discipline, more willingness to suffer for what he wanted. Here is what you can do right now. Choose one area of your life where you have been lazy. Be honest with yourself. You know what it is. And starting today, give it 15 extra minutes of real effort. Not tomorrow, today. 15 minutes more than you did yesterday. Do that every day for a month and watch what happens. The lesson of this chapter is simple and direct. Dreams do not come true because you wish for them. They come true because you work for them, every single day, without excuses. Chapter 9. Your moment is coming. Cristiano Ronaldo cried alone in a dormitory when he was 12 years old. He was mocked for his accent. He was far from home. He had nothing. And he made a decision in that loneliness that changed his entire life. He decided that one day the world would know his name. That same decision is available to you right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now, in this moment. You can decide that your current situation is not your final destination. You can decide that the pain you feel today is fuel for the person you will become tomorrow. It will not be easy. It was not easy for Cristiano. He worked for decades. He sacrificed more than most people will ever understand. He faced doubt, criticism, and heartbreak, and he kept going every single time. You do not need to be the most talented person in the room. You need to be the hardest working. You do not need everyone to believe in you. You need to believe in yourself. You do not need a perfect plan. You need the courage to start. So start right now. Whatever it is, wherever you are, however small the first step feels, take it, and then take another one, until one day you look back and realize how far you have come. Your story is not over. The best chapters have not been written yet. I will see you in the next video.